Today I'd like to share my home energy audit project. In this presentation, I'll walk through 4 parts. Some background information, my audit process, the quantification of my results, and what I learned from this project. Let me begin with some background about my home and overall energy use. I live off campus in here Minneapolis apartments in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit of about 789 square feet, which I share with one roommate. Our building uses electric heating and cooling, so our total electricity use depends a lot on how often we run the air conditioning or heater. Based on energy data for apartments in Minnesota, similar units use around 8 to 10,000 kilowatt-hours per year, or about 670 to 830 kilowatt-hours per month. Our October electric bill was $43 for 2 people. That's about 215 kilowatt-hours total, or roughly 108 per person. This is much lower than average because we rarely use heating and we always turn off lights when they're not needed. In a typical apartment, about 35% of electricity goes to heating and cooling, 25% to appliances, 20% to lighting, and 20% to electronics such as laptops and gaming devices. Next, I'll explain how I performed my home energy audit. For this audit, I focused on 8 of my personal devices, things that I actually use every day, including a lamp, a Mac laptop, a Nintendo Switch, an electric kettle, a rice cooker, a hair dryer, a washing machine, and an electric toothbrush. To collect my data, I used a kilowatt power meter, which records how much energy each device consumes in kilowatt hours. For accuracy, I tested every device separately and took a photo of the reading with my UMN student ID to show that the measurement was done by me. I categorized my devices into 3 types: constant power devices like my lamp, variable power devices like my MacBook and Switch, and cycle devices that operate in short bursts, such as the kettle, rice cooker, hair dryer, washing machine, and toothbrush. I ran all my tests between November 1st and 3rd, and then estimated average weekly use. For example, my MacBook is used about 5 hours per day for studying and programming, and my lamp runs about 4 hours per day. I use my electric kettle and rice cooker around 5 times a week, the hair dryer and washing machine about 4 times a week, and my toothbrush twice a day. This process helped me see exactly where my daily energy goes, something I never really paid attention to before this project. Now I'll show how I quantified the energy use of each device. After recording all my measurements, I used my spreadsheet to calculate energy consumption. For the constant device, my lamp used 14 watts for about 4 hours per day, which equals 0.06 kilowatt-hours per day, or about 1.7 kilowatt-hours per month. For the variable devices, my Mac laptop consumed 0.056 kilowatt-hours in about 5.5 hours, giving an average power of about 10 watts. If used 5 hours a day, that's around 0.05 kilowatt-hours per day. My Nintendo Switch used even less, only 0.008 kilowatt-hours in 40 minutes, which equals about 0.01 kilowatt-hours per day. For the cycle devices, the rice cooker used about 0.12 kilowatt-hours per cycle, the kettle about 0.05, the hair dryer around 0.24, the washing machine about 0.13, and the electric toothbrush only 0.002. Altogether, my 8 devices used about 0.46 kilowatt-hours per day, or around 13.7 kilowatt-hours per month, compared to our October apartment total of about 215 kilowatt-hours. My measured plug-in devices are roughly 6% of the whole, showing that heating and cooling dominate total electricity use. This means that my plug-in appliances make up only a small fraction of my home's total energy use, while heating and cooling consume most of it. When I compared my results to online averages, they were very close. Most hair dryers use about 1.4 kilowatts, the same as mine. My rice cooker's 0.12 kilowatt-hours per use is also typical for a small household rice cooker, and my laptop's 10-watt average is perfectly normal for a Mac charger. Finally, here is what I learned from this project. From this project, I learned that my biggest energy users are the hairdryer, rice cooker, and washing machine, while my lamp, laptop, and toothbrush use very little energy. To save energy, I plan to make small, realistic changes. I'll reduce hairdryer time from 10 minutes to 7 and combine laundry loads instead of doing separate small ones. These two changes alone can save about 1.7 kilowatt hours per month, or around 10% of my total use. Most importantly, this project changed how I think about electricity. Now I understand that even small daily choices, like unplugging idle devices or cooking more efficiently, can make a real difference over time. I verified all of my numbers using reliable public sources, and I listed all of these references on the final slide.